What's going on? This is your girl J Marie. And once again, we back in this motherfucker for another go round for quickies, brought to you by the QOC Network. And I've got with me again this one. Did we break up the last episode? No, we didn't. We did not. We said we're gonna continue the quickies segments rolling, right? Because he was threatening to break up with me, y'all. Y'all have to watch that episode to understand where the fuck that came from. But anyway, my hostess that does the mostest, E-Black, y'all.
Salute to everybody. How y'all doing? Today we have an interesting topic. You know about you remember Derrick Jaxson?
Yes, he's very vaguely familiar. Vaguely.
You like him, don't like him? What's your opinion?
Vaguely. He was full of shit.
Oh, okay.
The card game was full of shit. His whole persona was full of shit.
But he can be right.
He looked like he was an overworkout gym dude. And that's what I originally thought he was going to be promoting. So when I first approached his content, plugged in the audio, looked at the hashtags, started to understand his game plan. It was interesting. It was interesting.
But he can be right sometimes, right?
I do think two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah. So do you think, let me ask you this, do you think, would it in relationships, when we have set expectations on it and one is not really necessarily, what do you say, they don't have a clear path, what do you think people should do? Like say, hey Jay, I like you. I like you, Jay, but I don't know if I want to be in a relationship or I just want to kick it. I'm having fun right now. These vague terms of just kind of like, hey, let's just see what goes on. What do you think about those type of individuals?
Sayonara. Motherfucker.
Okay. All right. I think you're in the minor of this conversation because there's enough people who have been going through this.
I'm in the minor?
Yes. I don't think people, and let's watch the video.
Bro, you can't put a good woman on hold and just expect her to be there waiting for you when you're ready. Her loyalty isn't your layaway plan. Like at a certain age, you gotta already know what you're ready for and what you want. And if you don't, cool, but why you even bother her? Like if you wasn't ready to invest real time and energy into building something real, you are a fool to think she's just gonna keep letting you borrow from her benefits to fund your uncertainty.
Why is the angle of the video like this? First of all, it's like we're looking up from his mid.
I did not notice that, but now I think I'm never gonna play that video again. Why you have such a dirty mind? What the fuck? I didn't think of nothing. There's like so much going on. His words are going on. He's talking. And the first thing
like you can think about is looking down from up. Damn it! I don't know how you didn't see it, but
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. That was not my focus on that clip.
Well, so obviously
you're not allowed to benefit from your uncertainty. You're not able to fund. What did he say? Let's run that back.
We gotta run it back again.
He said something flashy.
Borrow from her benefits to fund your uncertainty.
You're not gonna be. This is E-Black from the E-Black team. We are. I'm finishing this. We are wrapping this shit up right now. because there's another couple of minutes of this damn clip, and I'd be damned if I see your googly eye. I'll be damned. Okay, are you ready? Are you...
Yes, yes.
So, have you heard anything that he said in the video?
Let me not listen to it. Okay, just play it. I'm gonna turn around. Just okay. Come on. Go ahead, play the video. I'm gonna hear it.
I played the video 3 times.
I'm saying because I can't look at it while I'm not set up for that. I'm not. This dude looks like. Why are we at this angle, y'all? Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not saying you got to rush into things, but there's a thin line between taking your time and taking her for granted. Like the same way she caught your eye is the same way she's going to catch the eye of a man who will only have eyes for her. The same way you like her energy is the same way another man will who will reciprocate that energy, even if she really likes you. It's only a matter of time before she realizes if you were equally interested, she wouldn't have to keep waiting for your.
You do know that he has subtitles on the video, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Can you partake in this conversation, please? Have you heard anything in the last?
I have. I'm listening. I'm listening. And a part of what he's saying, I do agree with. I do agree that there is a balance in progression with something. So, like, as long as you're showing me we're progressing, then I'm okay with waiting, quote unquote.
I guess the first part, because like I said in the beginning, I think you were speaking towards the minority of women who have this ideology. There's a reason why he's making a video saying this, but I think you're speaking towards the minority of it because I don't think most people actually do that or practice that. Here, do I need to fix my camera too at a different angle?
No, you don't need to fix your camera at the Jaxn angle. First of all, no, we do not need the Jaxn angle. That's what we're going to forever call that shit, the Jaxn angle. But no, you don't need that. I think that most women aren't waiting. Most women aren't trying to learn more about that person that they're dating and things like that. So I think that there's a level of, is she doing her due diligence as well? And is he pursuing her? Is he giving her something to pursue? Is he pursuing her as well? Is it an equal exchange? Now, so you're not necessarily waiting. Things are just progressing.
And I don't want to interrupt you, but do you think that's, and I don't know, let me just say it out flat out.
What?
Overwhelmingly within the Black population, women are not married. Overwhelmingly.
Married, or are you talking about
not married?
Married and divorced, so never married.
Yeah. I think at a certain point, I think after 44, I think the averages go up to like 80%. But between the ages of childbearing age, I think for the most part, most of people from our communities are not married.
Okay.
So when you speak to the majority of women saying that they are intentional, they want a relationship, they want a path, I don't see that in reality. I just don't see
You're
that.
You're saying that most women don't want a path? They're actually following
they're in the Lululand.
I mean, that's okay. I've never been probably the majority of anything. So, you know, I can agree with that. That is probably the norm, but at the same time, there's still a population that disagrees and doesn't follow that mindset. And I'm of that mindset. I disagree with that. But I guess you'd say, well, what is she waiting for though? Is it waiting for marriage? Is it waiting for a relationship? Is it waiting for just the commitment? Is it waiting for progression? What are we waiting for?
That's a good point. I don't think in this video he's really differentiating those traits. But I think what he's kind of speaking to is the ultimate goal of marriage and future and family. But you're absolutely correct when he's saying, you know, don't waste my time or don't waste a woman's time. We're not necessarily, I don't think he's really speaking directly to the fact that, okay, are you talking about don't waste my time in the dating phase or don't waste my time in the engagement phase, don't waste my time in the marriage phase.
Right.
So I can understand where you're coming from that. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you warmed up, you good? Okay.
So go ahead.
No,
go ahead. No, I was my scalp was itching. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Divided attention. It's okay to have to get your life together, but her life shouldn't be the waiting room for your renovation project. But the truth is, you think you can just keep pressing pause on her while you keep playing the field. And I'm telling you now, a good woman will replace any man trying to keep her as a placeholder.
A good man will replace, a good woman will replace a man who just keeps her at a placeholder.
As a placeholder. A good woman will replace a man who's keeping her as a placeholder. I think at some point enough is enough. I think that's fair to say.
Do you think it's a majority of women or do you think it's a minority?
I want to say majority.
I'm going to say it's a minority. So many people, once again.
Oh, well.
Without speaking to statistics, but just looking at our everyday life. So many
You're talking about a good woman that's with a fuck boy and that stays with the fuck boy because she doesn't want to be alone.
Yes, doesn't want to be alone.
Levels to okay, so there's levels to it. Okay, there's levels to it, and I think there's reasons why. But
what would be a reason? What would be a reason?
What would be a reason why the good woman would stay with the fuck boy? Because she got 89 kids with him.
Okay. Well, that's true. What's another reason? Without the kids.
Okay, without the kids, because he's financially secure. Okay. But he, you know, he plays on her, or she's one of many, but she's accepted that. And I'm not saying one of many like polyamorous relationship, one of many, but one of many in terms of he's got his cake and eating it too type of thing. The reverse. So
are you saying
they know about each other, so no.
So are you now? And mind you, the reason why we're having this video is because we're trying to find out a whole. I really want you to really think about this. The reason why sometimes women deal with certain men is because what? Financially, and because of babies, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be access to social
status. Yeah, status.
Okay. But once again, these type of individuals are what of the minority of any community, not just Black community, but any community. So there's a saying that goes, most women have sex with the same man. Most women want the same 10%, 20% of men. So
what's the 10% or 20% of men though? What does that population look like?
The ones that have children, the ones that are financially secure, the ones that have status. You know, we didn't even get into the whole part of, say a woman is insecure and she thinks that this dude is the best looking dude that she can get. We didn't get
But you're
into,
saying that's the
like,
majority of women?
I think that's the majority of women want the minority of men.
The majority of women want the minority of men. So the upper echelon of men is what the majority of women want.
Yes, and the reason why they're okay with being placeholders is because of those factors.
Mm,
And that's
okay.
why he's making this video, is because he's trying to tell these women that a good woman would leave this man because he doesn't have a defined path. Because he's basically, and once again, we're extend pause.
Well, what's a defined path though? Because I guess the thing is he telling her what position they're in the relationship? Is it not a conversation? So what's a defined path when you think about that?
Do you think, let's be honest, do you think a lot of women in today's society stick with men that they believe that they're above?
Do women, so strong women stick with weak men?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Do you think good women really stay with men who are not financially stable? Once again,
that's
I
a
want
fair
we're
question. That's a
pining
fair question.
we're pining out a question based on what he's talking about and the reasons why
Yeah.
these particular women would probably stay in this situation to which he's talking to, even though he's full of shit.
But I do see, but that's what I'm saying. We have certain situations where good women do stay with fuck boys, and then we define kind of those situations. So there are situations where good women do stick with them, but you're saying that he's saying that's not a good woman. That's a stupid woman.
Ah, bingo.
Mm,
Ah.
okay.
So
Well,
much like for the men's channels and the men, the
it,
poor
it,
men
it
say,
could be she's being resourceful. You know, maybe it is a status thing for both of them. But hold on though. But here's the thing. Maybe it is a status thing for both of them. She's a chick that's got all her whole body done. She's the baddest. Everybody wants her. And he's this nigga that's up in some sort of whatever, da 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 da. We'll say rappers and other rappers or whatever. But there's a status thing to both of them.
yes.
So they're trying to maintain a certain persona, a certain image. So there is a reason there. If you look at things in terms of status, then there are business transactional type of relationships that exist in this world, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think what he's not really speaking to it, but I think for us, for me, I can see through bullshit where I can say that, okay, he's speaking to the type of woman who's wondering why she's in a situation like that she's in. And the fact of the matter is you can also tell this woman, yeah, a good woman wouldn't stay in it, but the reason why you're staying in it as a good woman is because you're either looking for money, looking for status, you found you a 110 top 10 20% of a man, because any other time you would have been left.
So then that poses I guess you say the statement that, so then is she manipulating the situation?
Yes, she's being very manipulative.
So she's being manipulative. At the same time, she can't be a good woman and utilize the resources that this situation is giving her.
He said a good woman would not allow a man to keep her as a placeholder.
Yeah. I think it depends on what we consider a good woman. And so there's that.
Oh my God.
It is. There's that. What is a good woman? How is that not a fair
We're
statement?
doing so good.
Because listen, on one account, you said the good woman is stupid for staying with the fuck boy, right?
No,
But
what
then,
I'm saying, no, I
because you were saying that's what he's implying, because you said that the good woman, I said, so he's implying that the good woman is really just stupid woman.
What I'm
You
saying
said yes.
What I'm saying is that he's implying to a good woman, like his whole spill is to, or audience is to the good woman.
So
leaving
okay,
these
that's his
situations.
target audience.
It,
You're
his
not a good woman if you're staying with these fuck boys, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yes,
So
but
he's in turn saying you're stupid for
yes.
staying with these fuck boys. But he's talking to the good women. So is it in the turn? Is it in turn like, hey,
No, but no,
sis?
he's not speaking to the good
Don't,
women. He's not
okay.
speaking to the good women. He's speaking to
Mm.
women who think they're good, and they're staying with fuck boys, and they're trying to
Okay.
rationalize why they're in the relationship they're in, and he's kind of like,
So, but this is so reminiscent of Mr. Derrick Jaxn, one of which had his wife sitting in a hoodie,
mm-hmm,
uh, discussing their marital issues and discussing his cheating on her
yep.
with all these different women and all this other stuff. So, was she a good woman for sticking with him, or is he saying she was right for doing what she did by leaving him, but she stayed with him for a long ass time
She left.
because he was able to. She left. She didn't leave.
I thought he left.
Okay, well he left, but
Okay,
did she make a good decision by not going back? I guess, or is he trying to redeem her? Or some kind, not redeem her,
that, that
regain
goes
her.
that goes into a whole nother subject matter.
Yeah, because
But,
I'm trying to understand what is he saying because his whole platform was fucked up.
yes,
Once we determined that he was the fuck boy of the century.
yes,
So how the fuck is he?
he's
What?
using, but that's the point of the conversation. Manipulative, and that's why we had to really break it down because he's manipulating the audience. He's hanging over.
Yes.
He's hanging over the carrot of, hey, you can have a good man, you can have a great relationship, you can have standards to women who are in these bad situations, but and telling them that you're a good woman because you will not handle this type of situation. But these women know that they're not good because they're dealing with this situation.
Yeah. But what is his? Yeah. Okay. He's become. This
Comical.
is not something that can be right and wrong at the same time. He's not someone who can be right and wrong at the same time. We're just
Okay.
this does not go for him. That rule does not apply.
Okay. But do you want to see more of the angles? Look,
But
we got more clips. Okay. Let's continue.
continue.
Like it's all fun and games to be emotionally unavailable until she's unreachable and uninterested. So you can keep thinking you're gonna spend months or even years ignoring her desire for commitment. And at some point, she's gonna decide to spend the rest of her life ignoring your whole existence. Choice is yours. Choice is yours.
I feel like he was rhyming those words.
He was just
Pussy.
bullshit.
Whew.
Spending months and years, and she's just not gonna deal with
He
it.
was in the car. He started in the car.
Yes.
His ministry started in the car.
Look, there's nothing wrong with the car. It has great ambiance.
There's nothing wrong with it, but he was full of shit.
Yes, he was full of shit. He was full.
And
So, but
two
but
things can be right at the same time. No. It's just the irony of that situation. It was like if he was talking about the man not cheating on the woman and manipulating the woman and all that kind of stuff. If he was talking to the brothers, then I would say, okay, yeah, because you fucked that shit up yourself. You're telling them, like, listen, don't do what I did.
Mm-hmm.
But you instead are saying it as though you were not the fuck boy of the century. Like he is literally in the dictionary or encyclopedia. No dictionary for fuck boy. He's up there with a few of them. A few of them.
A few of them.
Yes. Yes.
But
sure.
the whole. But I think once again, the messenger is bringing maybe a good message, but a not really believable message based on his past. I think he is kind of right. You know, if you're a good woman, good women do not tolerate what good women tolerate.
But what if she
most
stayed
people,
and then he ended up being a good man?
Hold on. But most people are not fully developed into the greatest version of themselves either, and we all have issues. So I didn't become a great man until well later on in my life. You know? And I think that's the conversation that needs to be had, but I think he's kind of over generalizing relationships in a way that's just saying, oh, if you're a good woman, you would never tolerate that. And when you leave that man, he'll be begging at your door because you made a great choice. It's not really that.
Right. And there are caveats to it, and there are different situations and circumstances that just do not warrant the cookie cutter approach. So you can't give that advice.
Yeah, I
for
agree.
every situation.
You know, would you have Derrick Jaxn as your marriage counselor?
No. 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 And I don't think that it's the situation where just because he had a failed relationship that he can't tell me about how to have a successful relationship. It's the fuckery that went on with what his whole platform, his whole life, his everything still coming out the woodworks. That makes him way more not the one to take advice from. If he's not telling you what not to do based on his experience, he shouldn't be speaking about.
But he has a lot of followers.
We'll see how successful they are in their relationships. I don't know that would.
Oh, wow.
Or they may be single or are recently divorced. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Jay's off the Derrick.
Yeah.
She's no longer
on the Derrick Jaxn train. That never was.
So
you can be there if you want to be. And if you want to be there, let us know at thedirtypleasureshow@gmail.com. Let us know if you too are on the Derrick Jaxn BS train to Georgia. I think that's where he's from, isn't it?
I have no idea.
He's there, maybe. I don't know. Sounded good.
I really could never tell you.
And this has been another episode of
Quickie.
Friday night quickies. Friday night quickies. Friday night quickies.